Victoria Day. So today we are going to do some hip mobility because what goes better with a relaxing day off than nice fluid motion in the hips. Okay, so just to warm up the hips a little bit before we get into it, we are going to do some nice low squats. So when you're ready, think hips or feet are about hip distance apart or a little wider. Think about sitting your hips back and your chest stays as upright as you can. And we're getting nice and low. Exhale to come back on up. And then again, inhaling low, exhale back on up. We're just going to do 3 more. It's a light little warm up. Because you know what? Mobility is the combination of flexibility and strength. So we're still gonna have nice muscle activation the entire time. And then we're gonna go into some lunges. So again, trying to get nice and deep. 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, coming down, back on up, down, step together. We're gonna do just 5 on both sides. And the last one here, coming back on up. And switching sides, so stepping back, coming down, back on up. Nice, and last one here. Back on up. So then we're going to come down onto our hands and knees. Right on down here. Just got to adjust my watch. So your hands are going to be about shoulder distance apart or again a little wider and just focusing on hips. So if you feel like there's too much on your wrists, you either bring your hands back onto their fists or find something that feels a little comfortable for you. So first up, we're going to do a couple fire hydrants. No better name for them, but sorry if it feels a little giggly. You're going to come on up and back on down. Inhale to come up. Back on down, really warming up the glutes, getting some movement going. Two more, and last one. Nice, and then we're going to do the other side, so stabilizing on the other leg. Inhale to lift it on up, and back on down. Inhaling up, back on down, relaxing in those shoulders. Maybe noticing one hip that may feel easier than the other. And one last one here. Nice, and then we're going to switch legs again, and we are going to do, we call them over the fence in field hockey, but whatever you want to call them, basically big circles with our knee. So kicking back, out to the outside, all the way on over. We're going to do one more in this direction, and then we're going to go backwards. So coming up, out to the outside, rotating back. And last one. Nice, and then we're going to switch legs. So bring the leg, bring the leg out to the outside, in and backward, doing 5 in both directions. 3, 4, and 5. And then reversing, bring the leg in, out to the outside. And it's so good because you're getting that burn, you're getting full range. And right back on in. Cool, so then we're going to come down onto our elbows and we're going to go into a groin stretch. So bring those knees as far apart as you can. Everyone's going to be a little different. And then toes are just slightly pointed towards each other. And you're thinking about sending the hips back and then coming forward. And just find your level of depth. This is great if you're wanting to maybe get your middle splits one day, or the yogis call it pancake. Yeah, so So if you want to have a good pancake one day, you've got to practice your groin stretches. I'm going to do one last kind of rock back here and then come all the way forward. Carefully squeeze those legs on in. And then we're going to come into our forward lunge. So whichever leg you want to do first, I'm going to do my right leg forward first. And we're thinking low lunge, so really get that leg out in front of you. Really drive that knee forward, squeeze this back glute, and open up in this hip. If you'd like to make it a bigger stretch, you can think about pressing on that knee, maybe pressing that hip forward a little bit, opening up your chest. And have a few breaths here. It's a big stretch. If you want to make it bigger, you can also bring the arm up over your head. And then we're going to take that arm up over our head. We're going to side bend just a little bit. Just away from the back leg. And then back on up. And then we're going to take that hand and we're going to press on it just a tiny bit to get us twist here. And then back. And then twisting the other way. Keeping that balance. And then back. And then we're going to bring our hands down onto the floor on the inside of the foot. Coming down nice and low. Maybe coming down onto your elbows. Just breathe deep here. Just for 2 more big breaths. And then we're going to come on up. If you need to, I would say grab a pillow because we're going to go into pigeon. So we're going to bring the leg across the body. We're going to bring the knee down. Ultimate goal, your knees or your leg is going to be at 90 degrees. I've got pretty tight hips myself, so that's not a thing for me and it feels kind of yucky in my knees. So this is my pigeon today and that's what it's going to be. And that's okay. So if you need to, you could put that pillow underneath your knee, but our goal is maybe to get a little more upright. So lifting yourself on up, and bring your hips a little lower. And if you wanted to, slightly different stretch, you can come low over top of the leg, maybe even bringing your forehead down onto the mat. And then when you're ready, you're going to press yourself on up, take the weight off the leg, so then you can slide it back behind you, and then we're going to do the other side. So, other leg comes forward, low lunge to start. Just going to adjust my knee there. So thinking the knee is stacked over top the ankle, and the hips are coming forward. You could either bring your hands onto your hips here, or press back on the knee to extend through your back. Let's get that big stretch through the front of your hip. And then when you're ready, you could even bring the arm up over your head. And then you can take that arm slightly out to the outside, have a stretch here. And then when you're ready, you're going to bring that hand down, back onto your hip. Press on the knee to turn towards the back foot. And then back forward, switching hands, twisting the other way. Awesome. And then we're going to bring our hands down onto the floor or onto the mat. And think about getting nice and low. Maybe you've just got your hands down. Maybe you've got a bend in the elbow. Maybe you're right down on your elbows. You feel this big stretch and this big pull through the front of your leg here. And just enjoy it. Think happy thoughts about how awesome your hips are for enduring everything that they have to endure and Yeah, they're so cool. Nice, and then we're gonna come on up. We're gonna bring the leg across. Again, whatever pigeon is for you today. Maybe it's not a thing today, maybe it's a thought today. And then you're coming on up. Think about getting those hips nice and low. They're still nice and square. You're either looking for that pull here, or be coming down over top of your leg. Maybe even bringing your forehead down onto the mat. Nice, and then we're going to carefully step yourself back on up, press your hands into the mat to take the weight off of your leg, and then we are going to go into a really deep squat. So you're going to shift yourself back. Your feet are going to be kind of slightly turned out. I know this looks weird. To be honest, I sit like this all the time. Waiting for like dinner to cook, I'll just sit like this on the kitchen floor. So this is actually very comfortable for me. So what we're going to do is we're just going to bring our hands together, whether you're in like prayer or interlocked, and your elbows are going to be towards your knees. It's okay if your heels don't come down right now. You can either put something underneath them so you have that connection still, or you can be up on your toes and just practice that balance. Maybe you need to bring your hands down. It's totally cool. And we're just going to rock side to side. Let one knee come in, push one knee out. And as much as you're pressing with your elbows, you're also pulling with your glutes. So make sure your glutes are firing up and working to pull the legs round and to release to let them come in. And then we're going to take this and we're going to actually turn it into a press. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to take one hand on our opposite knee and we're going to press it away. And come back on in, shoulder in, pressing it away, and back on in. Doesn't matter how far you go. Again, if this isn't working for you, use your elbow. It'll make your arms work a little harder. Maybe you're just practicing on staying in a deep squat. It's a challenge of its own. And then we're going to come back center, shoulder in, hand out, pressing in and back. Nice. Again, I know it probably looks weird, may feel weird, but it's so good for those hips. Nice, and then we're going to bring our hands down. I'm just going to turn around so it's easier to see. So we're going to bring our hands down in front of us, and then just drag through those heels. Keep the hands down, pressing up, and back on down again. And then inhaling up, and back on down. We're doing two more here. And last one. Nice, and then we're going to come down to sitting. This is our last little sequence here. We're going to come out into a straddle, whatever your straddle may be. Think about sitting up nice and tall. Your hands can be in the middle for a little extra challenge, or back behind you for a little extra support. Either way, you're going to try not to slump and sit backwards. And what we're going to do, point through the toes, think about lifting a leg and back on down. It'll be small. Depending on how you're feeling, it may be very small. Maybe your legs are tired. You're going to do this last one on that side. And then we're going to come into a figure four if that feels okay for you. If not, stay in your straddle. And then we're just going to think about touching your toes. Maybe reaching around the foot. And that big stretch here. But keeping this opposite knee down while you're doing it. Oftentimes you'll want to creep up to get a little extra kind of range here. So I like having my hand on that knee Just gently reminding it to stay down, not necessarily pushing it. Nice. And then you can carefully press yourself back on up, and then we're going to do the other side. So, other legs out in your straddle, other heel is towards your pubic bone, reaching around, soft touch on the knee, and you're just side bending over. Nice. And then we got one last one here. It's our butterfly. So our feet are going to come together, the soles of our feet. I like holding on beneath my toes, but some people like pressing down on their knees. It's up to you. And whether you want to act like a butterfly and kind of flutter here, or if you want to just focus on pressing down, it's up to you. I'm just going to focus on the pressing, kind of releasing softly. And then if you can, think about pressing those sits bones down to lift your chest up and over those toes, because you'll get that stretch much faster than if you're just hunched over like that. So pressing up, reach for your tailbone, reach for your sternum. Long back. I'm going to do that last one there, and then carefully release. Great job. I hope this felt as great as it did for me. And yeah, it's going to be a bit of a week of some hip mobility stuff. We've got some squats later on, and then our first Pilates play video going out on a Friday. So excited for that. Make sure you tune in because it is so much fun. And it's something that I really wanted to do for the longest time. And you know what? I'm so excited that I get to release it online because, you know, then everyone gets to play. So make sure to check into that. If you haven't already, click the subscribe button down below so then you don't miss it. And I hope to see you all very, very soon. Bye!